Hi, I'm Jen, and thank you so much for checking out Your Best Work Life. Here I talk about all things that have to do with career and professional development, whether that be perfecting your resume, preparing for an interview, or setting those next big career goals and helping you achieve them. If you're watching this on my website, liveyourbestworklife.com, please be sure to subscribe to my newsletter so you stay in the know on all of my latest content, videos, tips, tricks, and behind-the-scenes insights. If you're watching this on YouTube, please be sure to also subscribe and hit that notification bell so you are made aware every time I release a new video. Today I want to talk about 3 signs it's time to look for a new job. The job market is crazy right now. I have worked in professional staffing for over 13 years, and I can honestly say it has never been as busy as it is right now. Companies are hiring like crazy. I personally think that a lot of organizations are trying to make up for lost time right now. The last year and a half has turned our worlds on their head, whether that be our work or personal lives, and certainly how those two things intertwine. So with that being said, and all that has transpired and all of the cost cutting that happened throughout 2020, and now as we are coming out of that, organizations are really trying to make up for lost time. They want to accomplish things that they had set out to accomplish in 2020 and then some, and continue to grow and progress. So we're really seeing a lot of hiring across several industries. As I've shared in previous videos, last year in 2020, several industries were hit really, really hard, but there were a handful of industries that continued to remain strong. What's really exciting is now the growth that's continuing to happen in those hot industries that were performing well in 2020 is, in addition to that, we're seeing some of those lagging industries starting to make a comeback, especially when we think of hospitality, leisure, travel, and retail, as many locations are really starting to open back up and people are getting back out into the world. So unemployment as of June 2021 was down to 5.9%. If you think about the height of the pandemic in April of 2020, unemployment was up to 15%. So we've made huge strides in the first half of 2021 in reducing that unemployment rate. And again, as companies are starting to loosen their wallets a little bit, open up their budget, bring back staff, and really initiate projects, so that could mean leveraging contractors as well. With all of that being said, now is a great time to look for new opportunities. And that's why I wanted to record this video now in terms of 3 signs that it might be time to look for a new job. Because if you're feeling like where you are now is not quite right, there are lots of opportunities to be explored and to be considered if it is the right time for you to make a career move. So let's talk about what those 3 signs are. First and foremost, if you dread going to work on a daily basis, it is time to look for a new job. Now, don't get me wrong, most jobs are not perfect. The vast majority of us will run into things that we don't enjoy, even if it's our dream job, whether that be a coworker that we don't exactly like, whether that be a process we have to follow, or just a portion of our job that's really not our favorite. But if you find yourself dreading going to work on a daily basis, meaning more often than not, it is really time to consider looking for something new. No one should spend most of their time dreading the work that they do. We spend more time working than just about anything else. So if you're spending more time than not dreading showing up to work each day or logging onto your computer if you're working from home, whatever that might look like, if you're spending most of your time dreading that, that is going to suck the life and energy out of you. So please, if that is you, if 3 or more days a week you're waking up and you're dreading what you have to take on that day, look for something new. That is no way to spend your life. That is going to damage your health, your relationships, your performance, and really every aspect of your life. So find something that's going to trigger some joy and engagement and bring back some of the passion that you have inside of you. Secondly, if your job is impacting your health, it is time to look for something new. I briefly touched on this in my first point because I really believe if you dread something, if something is making you feel miserable, over time that will impact your health. You will start to see physical manifestations of the emotional or mental stress that you're putting yourself in or putting yourself through on a consistent basis, that will take a toll. So little things like getting headaches, or not feeling well, feeling nauseous, feeling extremely tired, fatigued. These all can be physical manifestations of the stress that you are enduring in your job. Even if you don't have a super stressful job, but you hate it, you're putting your body and your mind through stress, and that will take a toll. And honestly, at the end of the day, I don't care how much money you make, I don't care how prestigious or exciting your job is, if it's impacting your health, it is not worth it at the end of the day. If you don't have your health, you really don't have anything else. If you're not operating in top capacity, you are not going to be as valuable to, first of all, yourself, but to your friends, your family, your coworkers, the organization that you're trying to impress and progress in your career. You will not perform optimally if you are not in good health. So please consider your health above all else, because if you are not healthy, you are useless to everybody else in your life. And you certainly are not setting yourself up to accomplish the big goals and career dreams that you may have for yourself if you're not physically healthy and able to accomplish them. Number 3, you feel ethically conflicted. And I think this is a really big one as well. If for whatever reason, big or small, you do not resonate or feel aligned with the organization that you work for, their values, their principles, the way they handle their business, or maybe even just the nature of the industry that you're in, depending on what that looks like. If something doesn't sit right with you, don't stay in it. Because again, very much like your physical health, your morals, your ethical beliefs and values are going to have a big impact on your inner well-being, your mental health, your spiritual health, which will again impact your physical health as well. So really make sure that you feel aligned with the mission, the purpose, or at the very least, the values of the organization that you work for. And if you don't, it is time to look for a new job. In my opinion, your integrity, your ethics, your morals, what you stand for should never be compromised. Again, regardless of how big that paycheck is, regardless of the title or the prestige or the pride that may come from that particular position, if you're forced to compromise what you believe is right and what you stand for, that's going to take a toll and it's going to eat you up from the inside out. So stand strong in what you believe and work for organizations that are aligned with your beliefs and your values so that every day you can feel good about the organization that you're representing and what you're putting out into the world. Because at the end of the day, if you work for that organization, you're representing them, that impacts your reputation and what you're putting out into the world as well. So I really think these 3 things are imperative to consider when you are trying to figure out if it's time to look for a new job or not. To quickly recap on the 3 signs it's time to look for a new job. Number 1, you dread going to work daily. Number 2, it's impacting your health. And number 3, if you feel conflicted morally. So please consider these 3 things. If any of these are kind of triggering to you or striking something within you, spend some time reflecting on that. And that may be a very strong sign that it's time to look for a new job. But rest assured, there's plenty of opportunity out there, as I mentioned. If you have not, please be sure to check out my website, liveyourbestworklife.com. I've got tons of additional resources there, including several videos on everything from writing your resume, preparing for an interview, and how to really move forward in making career moves and achieving your career goals. So again, if this was helpful today, please be sure to like and share it with anyone else who might be considering making a career move but isn't quite sure if now is the right time. Thanks so much for tuning in, and good luck in achieving your career goals and making some big moves.